Happy birthday if it's your birthday. Happy belated birthday if it's in the past. Happy future birthday if it's in the future. My name is Lime Green. And welcome back to the Out of Time podcast. The podcast where you request me games and I play them. More specifically, it's Sonic Mania. More specifically, it's Metallic Madness Zone. And I said last episode that I was looking forward to this zone specifically is the word of the day, I guess. Because I heard Act 1's music when this game came out way back in like 2017. And I was like, boy, that's a banger. Does Act 1's music match up to the greatness of the stage itself? Let's talk about it. Now, this is one of those zones that is carried over from Sonic CD. Again, like I said, I don't know anything about Sonic CD. I know it is it even on a CD? I'm not sure. This is, I guess, like it takes place in the future. It's got a lot of, if it's got one thing, it's got a lot of saws. Feels like once you bounce off a spring, you do a little loop-de-loop, and you get a lot of speed going. Usually, 9 times out of 10, you run face first into a saw blade. I feel like a good thing to have going is like always be jumping when you know what's coming up. Now, these zones, what they do is, I'm not sure what the first game to incorporate this is. Not acknowledge, but I think of Donkey Kong Country Returns when I think of this mechanic. Like jumping from the foreground to the background and running around in the background of the stage. It's a pretty cool mechanic. Just running around in the background. There's probably like, you do that in Paper Mario 1000 Year Old Door a little bit to get like star pieces and stuff, now that I think about it, but not really with like platformers, 2D platformers that I can think of. Yeah, there's probably something, but when I was playing this specifically, it got me thinking, is there a game, let me know, is there a game where you can like jump from like 3 different planes, right? Foreground, background, and like one other? Or is there like something you can like jump 5 different planes of reality? There's like that game, indie game Cocoon. It got like nominated for best indie game like last year, I think it was. That's kind of similar, but not really. Where you jump into like world inside a world inside a world. I could be completely off. I've never played it, but I feel like that's, you know. But back to Metallic Madness. Act 1, pretty strong. I feel like just Act 1 alone, if it was just a Act 1 type of zone, it's already going top tier. The boss is... Hold on, I got their official name. Egg Pistons Mark II. an updated version of the Egg Crusher from Sega Genesis. Okay? And they're just like a giant crusher guy. And then the whole thing is you really gotta move fast in that boss fight specifically. Can't be standing in one spot too long. You can probably stand in one spot if you know where to stand. Great sentence there, Lime. But I was just hopping back and forth. You gotta knock them on the side there. Feel like it's a pretty good boss. Not too challenging, not too difficult. And then boss or act zone 2. Zone Act 2 is centered around this shrink ray. It just babyfies you. Kind of ties into the first Sonic movie. I believe it's the first Sonic movie. Where, all the promotion was with Baby Sonic. For some reason. It was the first Sonic movie, wasn't it? I'm 90% sure. Most of what I remember from the first Sonic movies, bad Sonic. So it's like you gotta put yourself in that mindset. I'm pretty sure it's the first Sonic movie. And then here I'm gonna say another thing to like dunk on Mario. Alright. The Baby Sonic portion of Act 2, I feel like is done better than Mini Mario. Why is that? I feel like when you play as Mini Mario in like the new Soup games, you're not really doing anything. I don't know, is that controversial? You can't really damage Goombas. You can't really fling Koopas around. It's kind of... doesn't really feel... like, you can discover secrets, but most of the time when I get a mini mushroom, it's like, oh, cool, thanks. But maybe because, the shrink ray is just, like, only in this one act, I feel like it's a lot cooler. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. Maybe it just doesn't overstay its welcome, is what I'm saying. I don't know. There's like little baby flippers you can jump on. There's sideways springs. There's little tunnels for Sonic. And then there's, again in Act 2, there's the little panels. You can flip between and go to the other dimension. Super Paper Mario style. I think Metallic Madness is one of the better zones in this game. Act 2, the boss is just a giant gotcha machine piloted by Dr. Eggman, called Gotcha Pandora. Okay, I thought I would mess that up. I feel like I got that right. I'm a sucker for, like, references. And this is just like one big reference. You hit the gotcha, what's it called? Dial, I guess? And then he spits out a gotcha ball, I guess. Gachapon. That's the machine. Gotcha capsule, I guess. And then it makes like a little mini boss, and you fight him as Mini Sonic. What what's there to hate about this boss? And then as you take out the little mini bosses that are all little references, you know, he explodes, and then little Dr. Eggman, he runs away. And then Metallic Madness, goated zone is all I'm saying. And then after that, you run to the right, and then you're like, oh boy, what a fun game that was. And then you see in the distance a giant a giant monarch, or could I say a titanic monarch, foreshadowing. What else is there to say? Does Metallic Madness live up to the hype of the music? I think yes. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And let me know, does Baby Sonic appear in the first Sonic movie? I think so. I'm pretty sure, because that's the one with Long Claw. So that's gotta have Baby Sonic. Okay, until next time, bye-bye.